What's going on, everybody? Tingo here, and welcome to Planet Coaster. Something different, something new, something fresh for my channel anyways. So you're probably wondering what ride this is. It's not to scale, so for those who know the ride, please don't judge. It's called the Gemini. It's from Cedar Point. All right, it's a wooden figure 8 racing roller coaster. You got a red train and a blue train, and I was trying to find it on the Steam Workshop, but it's not there. A lot of other coasters are on there, but this one is not, and I know for a fact of just from what I have done right now, it's very tedious work, and I can see why it's not on there. But there is like on the Steam Workshop, you get the blue train. You can download that or subscribe to that one. You got the red train track. You can subscribe to that one. But when you bring them both in to the game, they don't match up. The tracks will overlap each other. They just won't fit right. So what I'm doing is I am recreating, to the best of my ability, Gemini. And then what I'll do is I'll save the whole entire blueprint of both tracks together, and I'll go ahead and submit that up to Steam so that way others can enjoy it as well. So hopefully for those who enjoy Planet Coaster and real recreated roller coasters, hopefully this one will be to your liking. So what we'll do is, as you can see here, they're just going up the hill once again, but I'm about halfway done. As you can see here, it comes out of the station and goes around to the lift hill here, and then it goes down and then back and then down, and what it'll do is it'll go around the outside of this one and then to the station. So what we'll do is when these two crash, because that's what's going to happen right here, because there's supports coming down, we'll go ahead and we'll hop on the red train, and we'll see how it looks as of right now. But like I said, we still have half, this whole section of the coaster to do yet. So we'll wait till after it crashes, gets back in the station, and we'll go from there afterwards. So there's that, and now it's back in the station. We'll wait for everything to appear in front of us. There we go. Now, it was really tricky because I just figured out how to synchronize the stations. Before, I was trying to open one and then open the other one, just, try to get it to where it was open at the same exact time, so that way the coasters go at the same exact time. But, yeah, I was trying to find out how to synchronize the stations. I was doing some research and stuff, and I finally figured out how to do it. So now both trains will leave the station at the same exact time, just like in real life. So we'll go ahead and ride this. The lift hill isn't very long. Like I said, it's not the scale, and it's probably not the speed either. So please don't fault me for it. Now, just like in real life, the red train will pull ahead right here. And through probably half the ride, the red train will be in the lead. But the blue train will make it into the station usually before the red train, because they like to stop the red train and let the blue train through at the final braking run. But what we got to do now is we'll take it up one more hill and then back down underneath the track. Oof. So basically, like I was just saying, what we'll do is we'll come back up with it and then down underneath this track to where it's pretty much level with the track that's already here. right here, and then back up following the track until we get to about right in here somewhere. And pretty much right in here is where it'll start tapering off, and then circling around the outside of this. And then as it comes off this edge, instead of it hugging right beside the track going back this way, it'll basically go underneath the track right about in this area here. Yeah, about right in here. And then it'll connect up. So pretty much right here, there'll be a one flat section going through here, just like in real life. So, so yeah, let's go ahead and try to start building this. We got a lot of building yet to do. It's very tedious work, like I said. So, what I think I'll do is I'll start on the inside track here first, the blue, that's the red train. Once I get that figured out and up to about right here, then we'll go ahead and run the blue train, finish that one up, matching it up as best we can. So let's go ahead and we need to go ahead and level this off. That. And then actually we're gonna have to do this one at a time. I forgot about that. Well, not really, because once we get the first one done, we can just match up and just match it. So it's gonna be kind of difficult, but it'll work. Hoping this will work here. It's gonna be close, but it should work. Hoping. Hold on here. Let's see. Okay, so actually, let's go ahead and bring this down a little bit more. Try to match it up with this track here coming down. Basically what we're going for here. Let's see if we're anywhere close to it. We're not going to be side by side directly, but at least try to get it to where that looks pretty good right there. That's level, then back up. Just eyeing it, just getting these rails right here pretty much level with what's over on the other side. And then start bringing this. Let's see if that'll make it. That's actually carrying some pretty decent speed yet, so that's good. But the bad thing is that this is going to be such a long swoop around. That's nothing like how it is in real life. So that's going to be an issue right there. What I'm thinking it is this area here I made a little too long. But, so like I said, it's not going to be to scale, so it's going to be a little bit altered. So, so we'll leave that there for now like that. And we'll click on this track here. We'll start running this one up. And we'll just match like for like. Very tedious. I've been working on this roller coaster here for... Oops, I didn't mean to do that. No, bad monkey. I've been working on this coaster here for the time I've been able to put into it. Probably about 2 weeks now, I'd say. I've been putting a lot of hours into this one roller coaster. Let's go ahead and bring it back down. Now this is going to get kind of tricky looking through all the supports here. pretty close. Now we're starting to bring it back up. Now, these two trains should be racing each other pretty decently through here. The red train will probably be slightly in the lead, and I'm off here a little bit somehow. There we go. That's what it was. Okay. So the blue train is still lagging quite a bit behind, and for some odd reason that just turned off to the side, didn't it? Let's turn that back again. Really got to watch that, because if it's overlapping too much, it will kick out like it did right there. And as you can see here, that's why right here. It's not quite... I wasn't really paying attention to that, which I should have been. But it's just overlapping just enough where it's turning into the other track. So actually we need to probably do it up top of this hill here. Yeah. Then bring it down to where it matches. And you can tell by where it just slowly disappears into the other track. If you bring it back down, it should be pretty spot on. Yeah. So we'll just keep doing this. Bring it down. And we'll kick it over just ever so slightly if we can. Now we will smooth it out, so don't worry about that. We can smooth out the ride. So it's going to be probably pretty bumpy and choppy here to begin off with. If we rode it right now, you'd probably be getting tossed around pretty decent. But all in all, it should be pretty good. Ah! What was it doing there? It was just shooting it straight down at the ground. That's off. That is off. It's right here. This one. There we go. Let's try that. That's why it shot it off to the edge. Or shot it down towards the ground, I should say. Alright. Back up again. We're slowly getting it level out. There we go. Like I said, very, very tedious work here. So what I think I'll do is I will keep doing this until I'm all the way around. And in the meantime, what I'll do is I'll take recordings of the coasters that I've already built and do like a side by side comparison to the real thing. And please, like I said, don't fault me for it not being to scale or speed, stuff like that. It's just a recreation of the, the rides. It's not going to be 100% accurate. But what I'll do is, to pass the time for you guys, I'll go ahead and do that with the rides I've already created, side by side with video footage of the real thing, so that way you guys can see what it's actually supposed to look like compared to what what I have been able to put together for you, and we'll go from there. So hope you guys enjoy. so I got that section done, all the way up to here, like I said I was going to. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do this yet. I don't know if it's just gonna be a one long swooping turn. It's not gonna be like how it is in real life, so like I said, please don't fault me. But it is what I have to work with here. But this is what we have so far. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hop on the blue train this time. I haven't really done as much smoothing to the blue train side yet. So there's gonna be a few little minor things here and there that I gotta smooth out yet. But we're gonna ride the blue train and see how it is as it's trying to keep chasing down the red train. Go ahead and hop on. We're just right on in the front here. So it's gonna lead around the very front and up the chain lift. But after the first drop in the turn, it's gonna be trying to battle to try to get that lead back. And I'm pretty much, see, look, right here is kind of curvy there, but it's a wooden roller coaster. It's gonna have those little minor flaws in the track, you know. I mean, heck, the ride's been there since what? It's 1978, I think. So, like I said, it's going to be in the lead all the way up until the first turn when it loses its lead right before it drops down the hill after the turn. And right about here is where it's losing its lead. Right there it goes. There's the red train. And here it's just going to be constantly fighting for the lead. Now I will have to get a brake run on the red train side up here, like in real life. So, get to that when we get there. And boom, off the rails it goes, bouncing around, and poof, it'll just explode. So, I'm gonna get you back with the other videos, and I'm gonna continue working on this, and I'll see you once I get around, just around the river bend? No. Once I get around here and I start turning down this direction here. So, I guess I'm gonna have to put in a brake run and let it get the two trains of this one just a tad bit slower since it's gonna have the inside line, and we'll go from there. All right, so here we are. I got the turn done, but the trick I'm running into right now, the problem is slowing down the train just enough to where they'll come out of that final turn pretty much neck and neck for the last few bunny hops to get to the final, like the last helix up into the station. So the trains were going really, really slow, which they're gonna slow down a lot. But what I did is I upped the chain speed, so they're flying over the hill a little bit more, a little bit faster now. And as you can see here, the blue train's still out in front. The red one catches it right there towards the end of that first turn, but it just seems like the red train has just a little bit more momentum as it goes, and it even beats the blue train out of this turn here still. The blue train has the inner track, but it seems like the red train's still moving faster. So what I did is I added a brake run here, trying to slow it down to the same speed. I might have too much brake. I might need to take one of the brakes out. Let's see here. Slowed it down to about the same speed. Let's see how it is coming out on the other end here. Let's see if the blue train, oh, red train's still out front. Okay. Oh, ah, ooh, ah, ah. And that one's just like, whee! Alright, I don't know what else to do here other than maybe a little bit more, I don't know, because I need to space out the brakes, because when I change up, let me close this down here, I'll show you just what I mean. Because this is all one, but if I took this down, so there's still two brakes there. This one is a 16 speed. Let's knock it down to 15. And see how it changes the whole thing, even though I just had that. Now, I don't know why this camera keeps changing. Now this section here is also 15, when it should have been the same as what it was before. But now it's 15 miles an hour. Let's go ahead and try that. What we'll do is speed up time here. And let the trains run around the track. I do have block stations before you get into the station here. Or the block brakes. So that way we can have two trains on each track. So it's just a matter of getting them to where they're timed out just right here. Slow it down. I probably should have slowed it down a little bit more. I think 14 is going to be a little too slow. See, the blue train's still catching. Still catching. That might actually be pretty good right there. That's not too shabby. I mean, I don't think I'm going to get it any better than that. That's pretty good. So let me go ahead and close this down again. And what we'll do is we'll click on this track here, edit it, and then starting from here, we're going to smooth all this out, so that way we can ride it. Alright, now, what we're going to do, go ahead and click on this little cog thing here, and then we're going to start both the trains. We're going to hop on the blue side, and we're going to ride the blue train. So that way we get the gist of winning, then losing, and then catching up at the end. Now this train's, the chain speed here I think is a 13 mile an hour. The other one's 14 mile an hour. So that way the red train has a little bit more pull up the chain, catch up the blue train, and have that little bit more of a slingshot over to try to catch up to the blue train throughout the course here. Alright, the red train should be right there beside the blue. Let's see, where's that red train? There it is. Now here the blue train should get the lead back, but it doesn't. It's almost neck and neck. Not quite. It's about 1 car length back, maybe car and a half, maybe even 2. Probably about a car and a half length back. But here I need to smooth that section out. There the red train hits the brakes because the blue train doesn't need a brake right there. And then the blue train just slowly edges out to the red train, and I try to angle the blue train down a little bit more too to get a little bit more speed through the turn. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to possibly have the red train brake a little bit harder right here before getting to the block brakes. Maybe even hit a small trim brake right here depending on its speed. But as of right now, you know what? We might actually even work backwards? I'm not quite sure. Let's go ahead. We'll run the red train. Run the red train track. Wow. Out first, and then we'll follow it with the blue because there's no more turns. Maybe just a little bit of a jog to connect up, which will help actually because the red train's in the lead. So the blue train will actually have the inside jog to the right here, just ever so slightly before the helix. So we might be able to actually alter the track just enough to where it gives the blue train enough advantage to catch up nose to nose before the helix. So let's go ahead and we'll run the red track first, and we'll see where we are at from there. So, pretty much, the red train is done. So, how about, we'll just see how the red train looks. So we'll stop this, start it, and ride it. Let's see how the red train looks, since it's actually complete. Let's see if it actually makes it to the station. So I'm kind of worried about it having not enough speed to get it through that helix at the end. That's my main concern really, is will the trains have enough speed to get through that helix? Because they're going pretty slow around that last turn. like 15, 16 miles an hour. So hopefully they have enough speed coming down that last hill and momentum to get over the top of all them bunny hills at the end and get to the helix. Because if not, we're in trouble. So the blue train's gonna stop up here, but let's just see if the red train can make it the rest of the course here. I'm kind of worried about it. In fact, I'm really worried about it. Don't think it's gonna have enough. It's just too much of a helix. Of course it wouldn't. It's going ready. It's still going pretty slow there. That didn't help a single bit. What can I do? I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure this one out, guys. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna end this here because I have to figure this out. I might actually need to maybe raise this up a little bit more to where it slows down on its own without using brakes. Have it up higher, so that way this hill here is more of a drop. Probably what I'm gonna have to do, because as you can see, that's a big elevation change from up here. That's right in line with this one here. This track coming up is in line with this one, and that's 2.5 stories down. So if I can bring that up maybe one more level and just make sure that it comes down to about this level and then drop it down, we might have it. All right, guys, so after another hour or two of fiddling around with this, I have came up with a solution. So not only is the red train able to catch up to the blue train throughout the course, it's able to kind of pass it, but then it loses its lead back to the blue train, just like now, and then it kind of passes it again, I think down through here. So it's going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. See the red train slowly pulling ahead of the blue train again, but then how I have the brake run here, I got it to where the blue train passes the red train again up very seldom, like just ever so slightly. Right there, you can just barely see it. And then I get it to where the blue train comes out ahead of the red train right here. But the red train has just so much more momentum going through these helixes here that somehow or another it actually pulls ahead ever so slightly for the win. But it works out perfect. So let's go ahead. We're going to ride the red train, and then we're going to ride the blue train. Let's go ahead and hop in. Let's go first car. Then we'll hop over the blue train. And you'll see how I did the brake run. Because it was kind of hard to get up that one hill and keep momentum going to where it make it all the way around the turn and still have the momentum to finish out to the station. So I kind of cheated a little bit, but still got a brake run in there, and it works out perfect. Still need to do a little bit of smoothing though. Here's where I cheated. I got to 14 miles an hour, but then I slowed it down to 12. Just so that way the other train can catch up. And where they can come out of this turn pretty much even enough to where they can still battle it out to the finish line. Now I put more brakes here too. And I should be able to put another train on here on both sides, I hope. So that's that. Let's go ahead and ride the blue train now, so that way you can see that. I mean, it's basically the same thing, but you can see the back and forth from both sides this way. Looks like we're going to be going through some nighttime here in a second. I did a little bit more smoothing to the blue side this time, trying to iron out those kinks. I just don't know how the red train has just a little bit more momentum to be able to do anything, but I mean, it's the same length track pretty much. Same hill sizes. You can see there the red train's up ahead. And I got the red track just a little bit higher there, just to slow it down a little bit more. Along with the braking. It took a little while to figure all this out, but I was able to get it done. I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit slower than in real life, and there's a lot more brakes in real, than in real life, but I got it to work. And there you go. There's both sides. And once again, the red train came out ahead. I want to try something now, though. Let me stop this. I want to see if... Okay, block section. Oops. Oops, 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 oops. Stop both sides. Block section. I want to see... I can't do 4 cars? Why not? Why can't I do 4? That's weird, because this is blocked. This is a block station right here, right? Oops, I'm on the wrong... That's why. Okay. Blocked. There we go. Okay, now. Now these 2 trains won't move until these 2 trains move. And same goes for these 2. Once these 2 get into the station, they won't leave the station until the other 2 hit those block section brakes. Which... I might have to slow this one down so that way both trains hit the block section at the same time. So I'm going to do a little bit more testing, because if the red train hits that block section before the blue train, then the red train is going to keep leaving the station before the blue. So let's test this out and see how bad it is. See if the red train... Okay. Where did this train come from? Ah, there we go. Okay. Let's try this again. I was gonna say, I was like, why did those other trains leave? Okay, so they will still leave once the trains reach the top of the hill. Okay. So that's not... Well, that'll work. That should work. Because these 2 will come into the station, but they won't leave until they're together. It's going to work out perfect. So, honestly, I should be able to put 3 trains on this one and 3 trains on this one. Stop them both. There's 1. And those will leave. There's 2. Those will hold until these 2. There we go. I got 3 trains out on the track right now. That is awesome. Look at that. That worked out better than I could have imagined. Except for that red train is so far out in front of that blue train. I don't know why. Why is that? That makes no sense. Why is that red train... What's going on here? Why does it seem like the red train's getting held up or something on the hill? No, it's the blue train that's getting held up. Why is the blue train getting held up? It shouldn't be. That's why. 3 trains won't work. Because it's losing. These 2 trains are held up until they leave the station. So unless I... That's not going to work. Alright, 2 trains it is. 2 trains it is. It's going to have to be. It's the only way it's going to work. I was hoping 3 trains would work, but in real life there's only 2 trains on each track, so... I guess people would just have to wait a little longer. So there you have it, guys. I have the working Gemini. I mean, it's not exactly the same. There is some altercations. Not altercations. Is it altercations? Anyhow, there's some corrections that had to be made. There we go. To, yeah, it's altercations, yeah. Altercations, same. You guys know what I mean. So, but I got it all done. So now it's just time to save it, and I can put this out on the Steam Workshop for any of you who wants to use it. And if you guys know of certain things to make this coaster better, you guys can either make the corrections up to it on your own maps and send me the file, let me know what you did, or if you like it. So just let me know. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. See you later.